What's going on, Movie Maniacs? I'm Zach.
And I'm Matt.
This is the previews, everybody's favorite part of the movie.
Again, we took our time out of this beautiful weather that we've had this summer so far, and we went ahead and not only checked out Toy Story 4. If you haven't seen that review, go ahead and check that one out. But we also went and saw another movie about a toy, a completely different toy.
Yes.
We went and saw Child's Play, directed by Lars Kleberg, also starring Aubrey Plaza, Gabriel Bateman as Andy, and then of course the iconic Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. Okay.
Yes.
So obviously this is a remake of the horror, I'll put quote unquote classic, because I mean everybody knows.
Classic.
I don't know about that.
Who Chucky is.
Everybody knows who Chucky is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a classic.
Nah, it's a classic.
I don't know about that.
There with the classic slasher villains.
Okay. Hey, to each their own.
At
To
least
each their own.
to me, I love Chucky.
No. I don't really like Chucky. I think it's stupid, but yeah, not because I was scared or anything, just because it was just, I mean, a killer doll. That's not scary to me. I'm sorry. It just isn't that way. But I mean, what did you think?
It was all right. I didn't like Child's Play for it being scary. It was all Chucky that just always kept reeling me back in. Because, the concept on paper is not good, and it is kind of dumb, but just Chucky as a character was great, and I couldn't get enough of him. This Chucky was kind of missing that, I don't know, that charisma, that dark humor that Chucky always brought to these movies. And it was more like a lost soul almost in this one.
I'm going to tell you one thing real quick. You are wrong, sir. You are dead wrong. Because just like you mentioned, you went ahead and you brought up that Child's Play, all of them, it's such a stupid concept, right?
Yeah.
But, all of a sudden, after they remade, they started to go ahead and remake this movie, all the critics and all the nerds out there, they're like, oh, Child's Play's a classic. You can't touch it. I say you're 100% wrong, and I'll tell you why, okay? Because everybody knows that Child's Play is so stupid. It's about a serial killer who, possesses his soul through voodoo to, go into a doll, and then all hell breaks loose. It's such a stupid concept, right? This movie, it embraced that it was stupid, and it took it to a new level, and I love that. It didn't take itself too seriously. It didn't try to be scary. It was a black comedy. I took it as a black comedy, and I loved it.
Nah, it had moments where it didn't take itself seriously, but there are other ones that did. Just sometimes felt bad for Chucky.
I felt bad.
And that's not Chucky.
It should be.
An issue I had with this movie, it kind of kept going back and forth on whether Chucky should kill or not.
Okay.
He had his reasons, and they started off with his reasons for doing it, but then it kind of all got lost throughout the rest.
Okay, so with the story, what I really liked about this particular movie was that right in the beginning, they build, I know it sounds so stupid, but they build on the relationship that Chucky and Andy had. And I really liked that. And then again, pushed to the wayside, all that voodoo BS. They brought in something different where Chucky is an artificial intelligent robot. And then they put, some disgruntled worker, put a different, microchip in them to make them do bad stuff and learn bad stuff, which I thought was cool.
I did like the new twist on Chucky. I did. Take out the voodoo. That's fine. And I feel like it definitely feels a lot more modern than taking this approach as an artificial intelligence. I did like that.
Yep.
And I will say Mark Hamill did a pretty good job too.
Yeah, Mark Hamill did good. Aubrey Plaza as the mom was great. No, I thought Gabriel Bateman as Andy, he was the best part. He's a great actor, and you felt for him, and with them building that relationship, you could kind of see that struggle,
Yeah.
And I personally like that because I think the best parts of the movie, in my opinion, were right in the beginning where they're, Chucky's starting to learn stuff, and he was saying like stupid stuff, and you got to learn where the name Chucky kind of came from, which I thought was really, really funny. We're not going to spoil that for anybody.
I did like that too, yeah.
Exactly. I liked that a lot. But I enjoyed the character building where you didn't get that a lot. And again, I don't go in these movies expecting like this huge character development, but it was a welcoming touch. If you're spending so much time with these, characters, like they should mean something, where in the old Child's Play, all the characters they're just people to kill.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no, the whole focal point is around Chucky, and he was just so much fun, and Chucky was not that fun in this movie. is what it all boiled down to.
I had a blast with him.
That fun.
I had a blast with him.
No, he was a lost soul, is what it all boiled down to. And yeah, and I was so excited when I heard Mark Hamill was voicing him because he could do some really creepy voices, but he was very underutilized. No creepy laugh, just one tone.
There was a creepy laugh. There's creepy laughs.
No,
There's creepy laughs.
There was one subtle
it was creepy
chuckle.
Laughs. I liked it.
And just one tone. I'm not taking anything from Mark Hamill, but I just feel like he could have been so much more utilized.
Yeah, but the reason, again, he's a robot, right? So he doesn't have, like, where in the original one, he's an actual guy, right? Like, this one, he's a robot, so he has to play it as an artificial intelligence, you know? And then once he learns, like, hey, killing's actually pretty cool, you know, and he actually learns it that, honestly, and again, this is where I think, like, the whole, like, dark comedy comes into it. He actually finds it humorous.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and yeah, that was his entry into the act of killing. And I was behind that. Like, oh, everybody's laughing. Everyone's laughing at all this. Okay, this seems like it's a good thing. But they're like, no, this is not okay. And then he even felt bad when he hurt somebody. He felt bad. And then just, no, out of nowhere, oh no.
But, you know, I guess overall with this particular movie, it's a lot of fun. If you like the original one, I think you'll like this one just as much. Unless you're some of those dorks out there. And I'll call them dorks because, you know, I'm a nerd when it comes to some stuff too. If you're a dork about Child's Play, you're always going to hate a remake no matter what. You know?
I know. I liked the Child's Play movies and I was really looking forward to it. But it took out what I loved about it.
You were
wrong. There were the flashes of the dark comedy in it, and not taking itself seriously. There was flashes of it.
The whole movie was like that. You are so wrong.
No, you are wrong.
You are wrong. In the comments below, if you saw this movie and with the box office numbers, a lot of people didn't. But if you did, if it was funny all the way through, because we were both laughing the entire movie, and you're gonna lie if you said you weren't. You were laughing a lot of the movie just as much as I was. It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, when the killings happened, it was very lighthearted and it was a dark comedy. It was funny.
Also, the killings, really bloody, really gory, and fantastic.
Yeah. But everything between that was taking itself too seriously. Everything else, they're trying to make you almost feel sympathy for Chucky at times. And everybody. At times. I'm not saying the whole movie. Yep. And I feel like that's where the confusion came, was that, yeah, there were flashes of it not taking itself seriously. It said the killings, yeah, they were over the top and hilarious and great. But then, yeah, everything else they tried to make serious, and it just didn't work for me. I mean, there's definitely stuff to enjoy. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. But will I go as far as say it's better than the original? No. And just because, yeah, Chucky was just always one of those figures that was always just so comedic and great, and made him stand out from any of the other slasher killers.
I still think he's comedic and great. I like this.
How dare you
say
he's comedic?
I love this movie. I'm sorry, I don't love this movie. I like it better than the original. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Zero.
Nah, there's plenty of charisma for me. So where are you ranking it?
I'm gonna give it 3 toupees out of 5.
Oh, that was a good one. I'm actually gonna go ahead and go to the same route. Okay, I'm going to go 3.5. It's not that much higher, but I enjoyed it more. 3.5 jack-o'-lanterns out of 5. Okay? So that's it for this week, Movie Maniacs. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that bell icon so you get notified of every review we upload. And then this week, we will actually be going ahead and releasing our review of Yesterday.
I think it's going to be good.
I think it looks good too.
Danny Boyle, he's the one reeling me in.
Yeah, Danny Boyle's hit or miss for me, but I'm excited. It looks weird. I like weird. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week on the previews.